Today's podcast is going to be looking at the Paper 1 Media Skills, Section A. Several of the skills that are required in this particular piece are the identification of facts and opinion and their use within a text, following an argument, which is how the points follow each other and the argument put forward in the text, presentational devices, language features, which is the choice of words used, and a comparison of different texts. Today we're going to be looking at a recent paper and we're going to be focusing on question 2. This particular item was a wrapper for a snack called Jaffa Cakes, Mini Roll XL, made by McVitie's. And the question asked the candidate to consider what methods are used on the wrapper to sell the Jaffa Cake mini rolls. You need to write about the way that words are used, presentational devices, and the use of facts and opinion. And the bullet points are given to you in this particular way. This was the foundation paper. In the higher tier paper, the bullet points may not actually be there in this form. And now we're going to actually look at the piece itself. As you can see, the layout is unusual because as a wrapper, it has to roll around the actual bar itself. The first thing we're going to consider then is how language has been used in this particular piece. And in this case, the language that's used is quite interesting because it's a little unusual. They've used lots of humour. For example, in the top right hand corner, it refers to Jaffaholics Anonymous. Now don't forget that the target audience is always important, and the target audience for this particular piece is likely to be young people and children, perhaps teenagers, who are going to find this quite amusing. It has a best before label at the top, but here it's again used humour. Best before, someone else eats them. Again, it's another joke. And at the bottom, the focus on the words extra large mini roll, don't forget XL stands for extra large mini roll covered in plain chocolate with the smashing orangey bit. And again, smashing orangey bit is part of the Jaffa Cake logo, or catchphrase in this case. Now, if we consider another aspect of this, which is the presentation, we see that the colours, blue and gold, are repeated both in the tag, in the actual McVitie's sign, and then on the rest of the wrapper, so that it neatly stands together as a form of colour coding. Something like that is something you need to consider in the particular text that you'll be given. Notice also the feature of using the sponge effect on the writing. You get marks for noticing things like that when you're considering the layout and presentation of a media text. Last of all, let's just think for a moment of the use of facts and opinions. Usually in media text, the facts are used to back up a particular opinion. This works in a slightly different way because most of what we have here is best before someone else eats them is an opinion. If you think you've got a problem, call in the strictest confidence, which is another piece of humour, store in a cool, dry place or consume within minutes. And the idea of that, again, is a piece of humour. But at the end of the day, what we're looking at there is all opinions. So where are the facts? Well, at the bottom, you've got all of the ingredients. And in this case, these are the facts. But in this case, in actual fact, they're what has to go on the bar because it's required by law. It's not actually an attempt to convince. So, to sum up, you need to, in this particular question 2, you need to consider all of the 3 bullet points, facts and opinions, the general layout, and the use of language. And if you do that, and if you cover those, then you should do quite well. Okay.